Hello and welcome. Welcome to our show today. This is the Daily Reset for Success show, and it's a series that we have every Monday called Work from Home. So what we want to do for you is to give you choices. We want you to be able to do a side hustle, create a job for yourself, or go out and actually find a job where someone else finds the clients and you do the work. So either way, it doesn't matter to us how you want to handle it. We want you to be able to work from home. And a lot of our jobs are coming from a book called Work
Marion,
from Home While You Roam. Yes.
We've got an echo.
Okay, there's nothing I can do about it. Sorry.
Are you watching anything on Facebook? Are you watching Facebook, Tracie, or do you have anything?
No, I don't hear an echo.
No, I don't hear an echo.
Horrible.
I don't hear an echo
At all.
Mm-mm. No, don't hear an echo.
Huh.
Maybe you have something open, Lady Lou.
Well, I've closed it. Whatever
Okay.
it was. Okay, now sorry, gang. Booper. Booper.
So where was I? Oh, yes. I want you to be able to have choices to work from home. And a lot of our jobs come from a book called Work from Home While You Roam. And it was written by a lady who's traveling in her motorhome all over the United States and Canada and Mexico because she wants to be able to continue to work while she's out on the road. She did a lot of research. For over a year, she researched just about every possibility for working. As long as you have strong internet, you're good to go. And so a lot of the topics and the places that we've covered over the last 9 weeks, you can go back and check out all the links that we've talked about. And if you want to buy her book, it's available on Amazon. Work from Home While You Roam. I love it. It's absolutely wonderful. Not only did she vet all the places where you can work, but I did too. So before I brought them to you, I double checked, their links. And you know what? Some of them were not working right now because of the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. So I didn't bring anything to you in the last 9 weeks that you can't go right now and find a job. Now, we're very excited to introduce ourselves. I'm Marion LaSalle, co-host Lady Lou, the Baby Boomer Babe, and Tracie Chancellor. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, Marion.
I think it's Tracie Chancellor.
Chancellor, I'm so sorry. I should have had that up on the screen.
Well, we like to be called our right name, don't we, Tracie?
Well,
thank you, Marion. We appreciate the introduction. Sorry for the little challenge there, technology at its best. But Tracie's here to join us today because this lady is so brilliant. She has created her own work-at-home business. And we had to have her on today so that you could get some insight on what that looks like and why she did it and how she did it. So Tracie, why don't you give us a little background on how you got started and why you got started?
Okay. Well, it was in 1996, dating myself a little bit there. I started it at my kitchen table with the yellow pages and the telephone. So it was from scratch. I didn't, like a lot of people, buy another business or that kind of thing. It's just gave birth to, it was an idea, and then, started picking up the phone, didn't have any business cards or people to work. So I picked up the phone, and what we do is cold calling. We generate sales leads for other businesses. So I was our first cold caller. I was our first everything. So I pick up the phone and call somebody, and they said, sure, come on over. So, and then we, signed up the first account, and then.
Now you said did you have a partner at the time?
Actually, I did have a partner at the time, which is a little known story because I did start the business with someone else. It was really, he was pushing it more than me. I was busy doing soul searching, trying to decide if I wanted to do it. And then I'm like all in. And the next thing you know, he he takes a job with he's like a genius in the ad agency business, and he got this offer he couldn't refuse. So, and then it was just me. So it's been just me since, like right after I started. That's how that I didn't even think of. I haven't thought of that in a while, but that is actually the behind the scenes story on how it happened.
That's wonderful. So you had an idea of creating your own job, and then it just grew from there, and you were able to start hiring people.
Yes, I started running ads to hire people. In those days, it was the old newspaper, print, right? And I started running ads. Hired one of the very first people, like within like two, really the first person. She worked here for 14 years, and then she retired. Her name was Dolores Wisnant. She really helped me. I don't know if we'd even have a Telereach if it wasn't for Dolores. She worked here a long time, and she's retired now. So, but she did work here a really long time, and she helped me, build the business and get more clients. And then from that, we hired more people, and here we are today, 23 years later. So
wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm going to give you that. Yes.
Thank you.
That's what I call creating your own. Okay. You, for whatever reason, you may hate corporate America, or you may have gotten laid off and you don't have anything, but you can think about maybe creating your own. Now, for those people, and there's plenty of them that don't want to create their own, they can come to work for you. Tracie, tell us a little bit about what it would be like to work for a company like yours.
Well, we haven't escaped corporate America entirely, because our clients are corporate America. We work for a lot of very big companies, publicly held companies, nonprofits, privately held companies, really a range, a lot of industries. I like the idea of having a business where, you're not looking for people to come to you. We can, with the telephone, reach out and go to where the action is. And that's what we did. And but our action is pretty varied. So people ask us, that's a very, frequently asked question, what type of work do you do? It's a variety of industries. It could be, we work in the PEO industry, commercial printing, commercial janitorial. We work for a group of nonprofits that support manufacturing in the United States. Their charter is to strengthen manufacturing in the United States, which is a big, always has been a big deal, because manufacturing is the backbone of our economy. And I love knowing that we're helping with that mission, especially now. It's become a lot in the forefront right now with essential. Of course, that's the word, essential. That certainly is. It was essential before. It's still essential. It's even more than ever essential. But there's a big variety, a big range. The people we call so people do need some business experience to go through to start the interview process. It is not a job for everybody. What we're doing is cold calling prospective companies on behalf of our clients. And that, cold calling is tough. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's working from home's not working from home's for more people now than it used to be, but it's harder to work from home than it looks at first glance. But we're calling CEOs, business executives, all kinds of different decision makers depending on the type of client, and calling them from scratch and going through we're identifying the decision maker, we're qualifying, and setting the appointment. And then we do that again, and we do that again, and that's what we do all day. Dial. So.
Well, I know a lot of folks out there appreciate somebody else setting the appointment, because I used to be in sales for many years, and it was tough doing it all. And back in those days, it was strictly either on the road or, it was not ever virtual. Of course, we didn't have this back in the days I was working. but I love to cold call in person. And it's totally different than cold calling on the phone. So
Yes,
that's something people have to get used to if they've never really done it. But it can be so much fun because people, for the most part, are so nice.
In our world, in business to business, it is a good professional world. I mean, we're calling people about professional business products and services that they need for their business. So it's a different reception. We do not want to get into that world of business to consumer.
Oh, no.
Right?
I'm like, lose my phone number, please.
Yeah,
exactly. No, it's not like that. And it's not that people aren't short, or, we certainly have our share of negative experiences with, people are busy, but it's when they say, and there's just all day long, no, rejection. But the type of rejection we have is more like, no, I'm not in the market for that right now. No, we're not a match for that type of thing. No, I'm not really the person you need to speak with. There's a lot of digging and dialing that goes on. It's a tedious, repetitive process. But that, there's pros. It's a very high paying job for people who are, enjoy being on the phone and use their business skills. But like Louise, actually, that's a good example. People who've been in outside sales and there's a lot of companies out there that still don't know this is a way to outsource the front end part of sales.
Exactly.
It's not every single company. It's certainly more commonly known now. And working from home, of course, it was really a weird idea when we first started back in 1996. Even email was new.
Yeah.
Right?
So if the way I hear it now, let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Your people that you hire to do this work from their own home, not from an office environment. Is that right?
That's right. And it's that way now because of the whole coronavirus thing. But we were like that in 1996. It's always been that way. We've always been a virtual model. We're tied together through technology. So that's something people need to know. You really got to have a good, strong home office setup. You've got to have super good internet and technology skills. You've got to have a good, screaming fast modern computer. The reason why is because we're tied. There's a lot of things you have open at once. You've got the CRM that we're working from. You've got a voice over IP head. You need a headset with a USB port, and there's several technologies. You've got to have your calendar, which is a virtual calendar. All of that you've got up and running on your computer. So your computer needs to have enough resources to be able to go fast between transactions. Because if it takes you a long time between transactions, it translates to you don't make that much money. It's instead of getting in your car has to be working in the old way to go to the brick, and you can't go to work if your car breaks down. So it's just now it's the computer. If your technology doesn't work very well, it's going to be limited as to if you can work and then how fast you can work, because each second between those transactions translate over time, over a day, over an hour, over a day, over a week, over a year. It can add up to a lot of money.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I used to work for a company called A Place for Mom, and we basically had the same scenario. We all worked from our home, and we had the CRM, and we had our headset, and then we would make our calls, especially returning calls from clients who wanted a place for their mom or their dad. And so you're right. A good computer, a good headset. You don't want to have to hold the phone up to your ear and hold it with your neck. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? A good headset with a microphone and a good computer, that was all I needed. And I did quite well in that company. Now,
I know that company. I I use that company myself, and it was referred to me by someone else who used that company. I didn't know about it there, but it's an excellent, they're an excellent resource, because my mom, I had that, our generation that I was looking for a place for my mom. Exactly. And that I like the name too. It was a good
place for mom. Yeah.
Yes.
They've changed owners a couple of times since I worked for them. That was many, many years ago. But I understand exactly what it is that you're requiring of the people that work for you. So what I did was I had an office, and everybody knew that between this time and that time, you can't come in and bother me. You got to keep the dog away. You got to the babies. I didn't have any babies, but no, there can't be that kind of commotion going on. The only thing I found that I couldn't control was the jackhammering or the trucks going by, the lawn maintenance. That was a real, it's like, okay, I know on Mondays between 8 and 10, I just have to deal with the lawn people.
Right.
Yeah. But I totally get it. And it's very doable. If you've never worked from home before, or you've never done cold calling, think about what is expected of you, and can you do that? Because I do know that it's not for everybody. If you can't control what's going on in your home, the noises and the interruptions and stuff, you might need to work at a place like where I am right now. That's called Office in America. Office in America gives me a room that is completely quiet. I can close the door and I can work any hours that I want. And you just might need to do that if you want to work from home. Okay. Maybe just occasionally, maybe just on Mondays from 9 to 12 when the lawn people are going to be there. But it is an option for you to think about a virtual office, or not a Starbucks, right? It has to be
right.
High-speed internet. It has to be secure, and you have to have certain things. So, Tracie, I'm sorry. What do you offer as far as the equipment? Do you give them a computer, or do they have to have their own?
They bring their own office technology. However, what we supply is the client, of course. Usually people work on more than one program. Of course, we start out, you can only work on one, but once you get that under your belt, then there's a variety, and people like varieties. So
what do you mean different programs?
Oh, like you might be calling on commercial janitorial in the morning, and you might be calling on something totally different, a PEO company, in the afternoon. So this is important because of time zones. If, like, let's say it's someone who really wants to work, we're their primary way of paying their light bill and sending their kids to private school, or whatever the goal is of the person who does the calls. You can start early, like we're here in Central Time, but on the East Coast, you could start at 7 a.m. and it's 8 a.m. So you want an account. So we provide that, a way to work on the East Coast and all the way through. If you want to expand your day, you can work on the West Coast at 5 p.m. our time, or 7 p.m. our time is 5 p.m. on the West Coast. So that's a long day. And then anything in between, as far as being able to work. The businesses are open generally 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and those are our hours, daytime hours. So we do not have like weekend work or evening work, but that's a pretty long work day. Early, really 12 hours. You've got a good 12 hours of productive time, depending on your time zone. So that's the client side. We also supply the technology that you plug into, and for your calls, and to access your leads meaning the calling list. That a lot of work goes into that. A tremendous amount of work goes into that, to have who you're going to call. And then there's the training. There's a lot of training, including directly from our client. All of that's put on and then as far as all of our technology and documentation and quizzes that people can access to learn more about general processes that we have, as well as client specific instruction.
Well, now, Tracie, are these employees or are they contract workers?
They're contract workers. People who are in management are employees. Pretty much everybody who does the appointment setting job is an independent contractor. They get a 1099 at the end of the year, and so if they're buying their own computer, their own internet, that all of that would be deductible to them, not us.
I love having my own company and my own business because of the tax advantages. A lot of people forget that. You can even deduct mileage if you have to go down to the store and buy some paper supplies or not typewriters, but computer paper or whatever. All of that is deductible and it's handsome. I love that money coming back every year.
Well, it's flexible as far as the hours. A lot of people want to work part-time, and then we have people who want to work full-time. Either way, or you could work part-time part of the time and full-time, like when you're, like in the summer, if people have kids, that could be a reason. It's a common reason that people want to have a flexible schedule. Or like right now, everybody's having their kids everybody's turned into homeschool parents, and you need a little more flexibility with that. So
I love it. Oh
so
my gosh.
let's talk a little bit about the companies out there. So if you are a company and you are watching this video or listening to our podcast, I want you to know that you can reach Tracie at Telereach.com. Now, I do my searching. I vet everybody that comes on our show, and I found that there's another company out there that's very similar. So be careful that you're talking about and you're reaching the true Telereach, Telereach.com. So I don't know if you want to go into that, Tracie.
Well, that's our website is telereach.com on the client side for people who are companies that are interested in hiring us. And then on the job applicant side, telereachjobs.com. Those are our websites. We're Telereach Corporate, and we're out of Houston, Texas. We're based out of Houston, Texas. The people who work for Telereach Corporate are in 30-something states. We hire in 32, 34, 36 states. It's
Wow.
30s. So yeah, we're all over the United States. Of course, we actually have people here in Houston as well, and in Texas, which is it's my home state, and we're based out of Houston, Texas. However, there are people we're sprinkled all over the United States as far as where people are making the calls. And it's set on our website. When you go to our website, telereachjobs.com, and there's a little, it says apply here. There's the first question is, what state will you be calling from? And then you go through a little mini application.
Oh, you've got it handled, girlfriend. I love that. Oh, dear. Well, Marion, I know you have some jobs that you have found in that book. Would you like to let us know what those are?
Well, I kind of wanted to go over some of the flexible jobs that are out there. If you're not, interested in working from home, calling people, you might want to do some other things, maybe something that's a little more active, or maybe something that gets you out of the house. So I just wanted to kind of go over a few of those that I have found. Some of them I've done myself. How about a dog walker? Now that would be a situation where you would create a web page or a website, and you would talk about your dog walking experience and where your territory would be and your pricing and that type of thing. Another thing that you might want to do is an administrative assistant. A lot of people need help. So they, like Lady Lou was saying earlier, she She did everything for her job, right?
I did.
And that takes a lot of time. And today it's better if you do what you do best and farm out the rest, in my opinion. So you might want to, if you're really good at typing and you really are good at support, then you might want to consider being an administrative assistant. Now, you don't necessarily have to build a website for that. There's plenty of places where you can go online and find that information about where you could post your ideas. And another one that's similar to that is a social media manager. So if you're really good online, if you really know how to get around Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all the different places, even Pinterest has managers now. So if you're really good at that, you might want to turn that into a job for yourself. All right, so a couple of the other ones that I remember and I've done in the past is pet sitting. I literally went to Dallas. I'm in Houston, and I drove to Dallas and did a pet sitting job. It was well worth it. The money was good. They had high-speed internet. I could still work because I work from home or wherever I am. And I was able to watch their home and their pet while they went, and they felt good. I felt good, and it was great. Okay, now let's talk about some of the things that can take you out of the home, but you still work for yourself, or you work for a company, but you're more flexible. Flexibility is very important. You could be an Uber or a Lyft driver. There's a lot of people, who, especially now with the virus, that want things delivered to them, right? They don't want to go out. They don't want to deal with it. They're wanting delivery. So there's quite a few places like Uber and Lyft where they're going to deliver things. I'm sure Amazon is still hiring. How about a national parks ranger? Now, wouldn't that be interesting?
I'd like that.
Right? Now, that would be a summer job, and you'd probably have to be flexible, and you have a lot of stuff going on, but that would be an interesting one. Or a tour guide. Have you ever thought about being a tour guide? If you're from a big city like New York or Houston, you might want to be a tour guide, and you can drive or ride buses. There's walking tour guides. There's, let's face it, you could even be a tour guide of a haunted house. And I have just a couple more. How about a school bus driver? Okay, now right now school's not in service, but it's coming back. There's going to be a time, right? Now, the last one I want to talk to you about is a bookkeeper. Okay, so a bookkeeper has to be pretty good at bookkeeping, right? So don't try to go be a bookkeeper if you're not good with your own taxes and your own bookkeeping. But if you are and you want to, you can work from home. And I found the best place to find a gig, that's what they call it, find a gig, is Upwork. That's spelled Upwork, UPWORK, Upwork.com. And you can find a company that's willing to hire you, or you can put yourself out there as an independent contractor, just like Tracie was talking about. You can be an independent contractor, and if you don't like the client, you can say next, or you can take on 10 clients and, hire your next door neighbor to do all the work, and you, yeah, see? Whatever. Anyway, those are just some of the things that I came up with that I thought were interesting that you could either do from your home or flexible on the hours and what you want to do.
Wow.
It has been wonderful having you here today, Tracie. I'm just thrilled that you were able to come in and tell us a little bit about your company. And I know you said you're hiring. Is that still true?
It is true. We have a lot of work. We're very popular right now, and we're going where the action is. So yes, we are hiring, and we would love to hear from job applicants at telereachjobs.com. And thank you for having me, Marianne. This was very fun. I am trying to talk my daughter into that dog walking, that pet sitting. I've got a teenage daughter, so that was a good one.
I enjoyed it. I did it, I think, 4 different times, And I absolutely loved it. It was exciting. One time I took the megabus. They have a double-decker bus, and I sat up on. They have internet, believe it or not. I took my computer with me, and I rode instead of drove. I rode to Dallas. It was a 4-hour trip, and they picked me up downtown where they dropped me off, and I did my gig, and I made like $500, and it was fun and exciting, and I got to be out with nature. They lived way out in the country where there were horses, and it was fun. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I put a little surprise for everyone down in the comments on Facebook, and I'll also put it over on YouTube in the comments below the video. We had Joe Vitale on our show last Friday. If you haven't seen that video, please go over to YouTube under Marian LaSalle, Natural Curiosity, and watch Joe's show. But he has a book that he's just written called Money Loves Speed. And if you will go to moneylovespeedbook.com, you can get that ebook and audiobook for all of $2.
$2.
I got mine. I've been listening to it.
I got mine too.
And then he's got another book that he's been giving away for a long time called Attract Money Now. I put both links in the comments below on Facebook, and I'll put it over here on YouTube soon as we finish, so that you can go get some books and start figuring out how you're going to make money fast.
There you go.
Thank you again, Tracie. We so appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Mariana. It was fun.
Yes.
I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're both in Houston. There is no excuse. We need to have coffee or tea or something together.
Yes, we do. I'm right here in Katy. We'll get together.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Well, thank you again, everyone. We love you. Come back again.
Don't forget, just remember to create a fantastic day for yourself.
Yes.
Bye for now.